in this lesson we are going to discuss in detail about general plane motion. Okay, we've already seen that general plane motion is a combination of translation and rotation. Okay, so earlier we had learned about translation and we realized that in translation my velocities for all the particles at any given instant is same, okay, and so are the accelerations. Okay, in rotation we've learned that if I am rotating like this, where this is my axis of rotation, then velocity at any given point is dependent on the distance from the center or axis of rotation, and your velocity is given by Ra into omega, where Ra is the distance of A from the axis of rotation and your direction is like this, and the acceleration of A is given by your tangential acceleration and your normal acceleration. Your tangential acceleration is tangential to the path and your normal acceleration is towards the axis of rotation. This is given by your Ra into alpha, where alpha is the angular acceleration, and this is given by your Ra square into omega. Okay, so we are going to use this concept to analyze general plane motion because it is a combination of translation and rotation. Okay, let's now analyze the same example that we have seen earlier. Okay, we have a rod which is slipping against the two surfaces. It is going like this over here and it is going like this over here. Okay, so it is basically undergoing a general plane motion. Look, your theta angle that this rod makes with the horizontal is changing. Okay, therefore this is undergoing rotation and obviously it is undergoing translation as well, hence you have a general plane motion over here. Okay, so what I have done over here is, this is your initial position, which is this position. Now from this position we have translated the rod so that it comes into this position. Okay, so this is simple translation. From this position we have rotated the rod until it comes to this position, which is the final position over here. So my general plane motion is translation from this to this and then rotation from this to this final position. Okay, now we've already seen that if this is my reference axis, then my position vector for B is RB, my position vector for A is RA, and this is the position vector of A with respect to B. Okay, so basically what I am saying is my RA is equal to RB plus R of A with respect to B. Okay, let me just get rid of this. Now we are assuming that in the time dt, okay, in a short duration dt, my rod has changed its configuration from this position to this position. Okay, so in time dt, what has happened is your RB, which was like this, has now become like this. Okay, so basically your change in RB is equal to what? Look, if you look at this particular vector, then what you have is your final position plus your change in RB is equal to your initial position. Okay, so your dRB is essentially equal to this vector. Okay, similarly your change in RA, this is your final position for RA, right? Your initial position for RA is this. Okay, so the change in RA is